Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today in Northport, Alaska, USA, as we continue on from the last episode where we arrived in Alaska. Not quite for the first time, as we were sent there very early on in the game, but we went straight back to Michigan, and now we're here properly. So in the last episode, we went and explored the majority of the map and got the watchtowers that we could around the different areas, but we missed the watchtower, mainly because it's quite close to the garage. We were running out of fuel, we just didn't have a chance to get to it. So today, we're going to get the last watchtower we need to do, and then I think we're going to check out that bridge that seems to be needs fixing or something happening to it, and then we'll do a mission or two, hopefully, and get a few things done in Alaska today. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to start with the Chevrolet CK1500. For those that aren't aware, I don't really bother with customization or cosmetics and all that kind of stuff, but I had a message from someone saying, please just, change the colours on your trucks, make them all you. So I spent 5 minutes and played around with the colours on the trucks. You may notice some of the trucks look a bit different. I've just played around with the colours just a little bit. I don't really bother with cosmetics, so for me it's really difficult to really think, okay, how do I make this look good? Because to me it's not a big deal. That's the route we're going to take. We'll follow the main road. There is a building off to the left there that we're going to check out, because I think there might be a mission or two to pick up there. So we'll have a look at that. We have put chain tyres on again on the Chevrolet CK1500, and nearly lost it there. Wow, okay, bit too quick maybe on the ice. We'll talk about them later, mainly because I've been flicking through a few things, and I know I've been having this discussion with Stu the Gamer and how useful chain tyres are or not, but I noticed a few things the other day, so I think we'll talk about those later. Although saying that, so I'm talking about now, to be fair. So on the Chevrolet CK1500, the chain tyres didn't actually change anything. So when you have a look on your tyres and it says road, mud, off-road, I think it is. When I moved from the tyres that we had on it to chain tyres, the only difference was ice came up and said excellent. That's it. None of the other mud or anything else, none of them changed. They didn't go down, they didn't go up. I know me and Stu have been talking about this, and I just don't know the difference with chain tyres. Personally, we found in the Scout in the last episode, they made mud really bad. Or it felt like it made the mud worse or more difficult to drive on. But I think it could be vehicle specific, I'm not sure. Let's pick this mission up here. Okay, that's another mission added to our list. We're not too worried about what it is today. We'll have a look at that in due course. We're just focused on picking stuff up and getting a few things done. But we'll have a look at the other missions we pick up as we go another time. Not overly worried. But yeah, chain tyres, it could be vehicle specific, I'm not sure. We're going to change vehicle a couple of times today, so we'll have a look at the other vehicles and see what they say when it comes to chain tyres. But I will say this road is incredibly icy. You can just see us losing the car there for a second. Okay, we're on a little bit of mud now. Let's see how the CK1500 deals with this, with the chain tyres on. It would be interesting just to see, although, yeah, it seems to be absolutely fine. We haven't really had many issues with the CK1500 previously, when it goes off-road. Although struggling a little bit with the deep snow here. Yeah, I don't know. I know people have their own experiences, and like Stu says that the chain tyres are pointless. Although you may need them when you're going up on road, icy road, going uphill. I don't know if we should just wear them all the time, because if nothing else changes, then there's no harm in wearing them all the time, is there? That's the thing I'm thinking. Anyway, we're at the watchtower. Let's activate it and have a look around. Nothing showed up as new. To be fair, we've already been able to see quite a lot of this area anyway, so that's not an issue. So I want to do the mission fire in a barrel, which means we need to get some fuel from the fuel station and take it to the port. But we can't quite do that because there is a bridge that is down by the looks of things. So let's head there in the CK1500 and see what we need to pick up to deliver there. It makes sense to go and do it now, and then we know what we can do to open the bridge, and then hopefully we can get the port mission done as well. Now, I'm pretty sure originally we had to do something to the port when we was back in Michigan, or when you're forced to come here, but I can't quite remember what it was. If anyone knows what there was they actually do when you first come here, like I think it was like second episode, third episode, we were sent here we did one mission, we left again because I didn't want to do anything else other than focus on the one area at a time. I know a lot of people go different maps and all over the place. I wanted to do one map, one at a time. So it kind of annoyed me we were forced to come here. But I can't quite remember what the mission was. There was a reason we had to do something here. But there we go. So your CK1500 chain tyres, I wouldn't say I'm going to take them off because I don't think I will. Struggling a little bit on the roads though. You can see even with chain tyres on, it's not having fun on the roads. It's meant to be excellent on ice. Currently not proving that, I don't think. It just seems to be struggling a little bit. Either that or I'm just going too fast for the conditions. One of the two. But yeah, definitely an interesting map to get used to. A little skid. Trying to get used to the road layout because obviously we're so used to the Michigan 4 maps that I kind of know them off by heart now, the maps of Michigan. We were there for quite a long time. Completed every mission we could there. And yeah, I knew the maps off by heart by the end of it. Currently, haven't got that feeling with this. So yeah, that's going to take some time. But I hope we'll get there. We always do. Okay, we must be coming close to the bridge now, I think. I should really put markers down a bit more, to be fair. No, here we are. We're okay. It was a straight road. I didn't think we needed a marker. So what does this need to fix this? There we go. Bridge repair. We'll start that up. Metal beams. Okay, we need to pick up some metal beams and deliver them to the bridge. And that should fix the bridge, hopefully, and get that up and running. Let's go and park up the CK1500. It's nice to actually have vehicles out of storage, actually have them around the map so we can use them as and when we need to. And as always, we're going to vary what we use as much as possible. Okay, that's that done. So let's have a look. So metal beams we can pick up from the factory, which isn't too far away to be fair. I think that's not a bad way to go. We'll go from the factory, straight run really. Yeah, seems to be a straight run. Okay, Fleetstar F2070A. This is our go-to horse, I should say. Horse seems weird. A go-to vehicle when it comes to hauling small stuff. Metal beams being that. And I just want to have a quick look at chain tyres now. A couple of things. Again, there is no change other than ice going to excellent when you go onto chain tyres. We always tend to put the biggest tyres on we possibly can. It raises us up off the floor more, which I think is definitely a good tactic. That was a hint from Stu the Gamer, to be fair. Be higher off the ground. I don't understand why you'd have just chains on the rears. I suppose if it's a rear wheel vehicle, you don't need front chain tyres. You only need the grip on your tyres that are forcing you forward, your drive tyres. So I can see that to a degree. I think I'll probably put chain tyres on every vehicle and just see how we go. And if the vehicle doesn't quite deal with them very well, or we find we're struggling somewhere we shouldn't be with the vehicle, we'll take them off. I think that's my go-to for the minute. Just because I can't see a proper difference in terms of what it says. There may be a difference number-wise, but you're just not seeing those numbers as their hidden values, supposedly, by the looks of things. So that's my thinking currently. Put chain tyres on, see how the vehicle reacts. If they don't work very well with the vehicle, we'll take them off. So like the Scout 800. Well, as soon as we do get it back to the garage, we'll take the chains off because we know that struggled with them on, essentially. So we are off and out in the Fleetstar F2070A. We're going to head to the factory, pick up one load of metal beams and deliver them to the bridge and complete bridge repair. That should hopefully open up the port. And then we'll do the port mission as well today. And then we'll see where we are with time. That might be about all we can manage, to be fair. But it's a good couple of missions done. We've got Watchtower now activated. Final one. And then 2 missions as well. I think that's pretty good going, to be fair. But I'm just trying to get a decent order to the missions done. Trying to keep things moving. Use all the different vehicles we possibly can. So we'll use a different vehicle for the port mission. We won't use the Fleetstar once it's delivered the metal beams. Just like I say, I like to vary it up as much as possible. So I think that's a good plan. We have marked where we need to go. So we need to turn right near the Watchtower. That seems to be the go-to kind of turning, to be fair. I will say, so far on the road, Fleetstar's doing well with the chain tyres. It's not really making much difference where we saw the skidding with the Chevrolet. Even though it had chains on, we could still see the skidding. Whereas the Fleetstar, definitely more controlled, I would say. Definitely not my driving that's doing that. It is the tyres themselves, I would say. I did explain the last episode as well. There's a few times now that we might click into in-cab view. It's normally when the camera goes too close to the vehicle that you want to reset the camera, and that's the best way to do it. Okay, up into the icy mud now. How are we going with the Fleetstar? It's not doing well, is it? I didn't think this would struggle here, to be honest. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. It is not liking that. It will keep soldiering on. It's the Fleetstar after all, but yeah, okay. I'm surprised by that. I thought that would be absolutely fine. It's either that or the conditions are too bad. We won't really know until we've done different journeys a few different times. And then we'll probably know where we're at with these things. But yeah, surprised at that. Similar to the Scout really, wasn't it? So, okay. We should be okay now. This is less muddy, more icy and solid road, I would say. It's nice every now and then to have an in-cab view. I've always never been a fan of in-cab for anything. I just don't think you can see enough around you to make it worthwhile and to make it so you can actually progress. And then we had to do the challenges or contests in Michigan, but we had to do some of them in-cab view only. And actually I didn't find them too bad. There were times when I wish I had more of a wider view, but they weren't too bad. I think so. Occasionally it's quite nice to see the in-cab view, to be fair. Generally during the day rather than night, I would say. At night time there's not as much to see. Okay, still doing well though. Fleetstar holding its own. Is that a new mission there we haven't picked up? I think it is. Okay, I think that's a new mission. Yeah, let's quickly pop in here and grab this mission. The more missions we have in our list, the more we can do as we go. It's always nice to be able to plan. Alright, we'll drop something off here. Let's go and pick something up that's near us and deliver it to here. I'd rather they were on our list than just laying around waiting to be picked up, if that makes sense. It's easier to then organise yourself and kind of get missions to jump from one to the next because it flows nicely. So that is that picked up. Don't need to know what it is just yet. We'll look at it in another time. But we're making our way towards the factory. And yeah, Fleetstar's doing okay. I said the mud situation is a bit weird, but it could be anything. Into the water we go. Clean the vehicle as we go through. Although we are fairly high up, I would say. Why are we getting a bit stuck? That's not. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. Not sure if we got stuck or I don't know. Just caught up on a rock maybe. The water's not deep. And this is, we've already tested this out with the Scout. This seems to be the go-to route for the factory and things. But yeah, okay. Fleetstar not doing as well as I expected. Let's put it that way. It's normally not an issue to get through this kind of terrain. Although it could just be the mud and the snow mixed together is just not a good combination for it maybe. I don't know. I'm surprised. But these are the things we won't know until we get going and get through different areas with different vehicles, to be fair. That road leads all the way down there. Okay. Just wanted to see where different roads lead. There's a right hand turn there that makes it seem a bit weird. Just wanted to see where that went to. So up the hill we go. We're getting close to the factory now. And then we can pick up these metal beams. And then we can head back and hopefully get that bridge open. We sodded all the bridge needs something else, wouldn't it? It does happen though. Bridges sometimes need more than one thing. That one looks like quite a small bridge, so I'm hoping just metal beams will be enough. We shall see. Going well so far. Oh, nearly went wrong there. Took the corner a little bit too tight and nearly hit the pole. Okay, we're going on to tarmac next, so we should be all golden now. So make our way to the factory. Nice and smooth. Factory is just coming up if I don't hit the snowbank instead. I wouldn't say that was the ice caused that. I'd say it's my poor driving, to be fair. Took the corner a little bit too tight. Okay. So factory is just here. I don't think we've been here before. I think you may have looked at what they do. But I don't think we've actually been properly to it. We haven't really done any missions, have we? Bar the Scout. So we haven't been here. Let's just say it that way. It makes it easier. So let's pick up our metal beams. Is that another mission to pick up there that we haven't picked up? Let's have a look. No, we've already picked it up. So yeah, I think we've been here with the Scout when we were looking around in the last episode. because that one's already been picked up. But metal beams, let's pick these up. There we go. It's interesting when it gives you new stuff you can carry. So we had a quick glimpse there. Pipe can be picked up from here. So that'll be an interesting one. Wondering how that works and where that goes. I do like the fact that it is giving us new stuff to deliver as well, rather than just being the same thing over and over again. I do like that. Okay, we've got to go to the bridge now. I think it's the same route back essentially, isn't it? I don't think there's any real differences. We may refuel at the fuel station. Let's just mark this up so we don't go wrong. The biggest thing, until I learn the map, it's going to be more mark up where there are junctions, so we know if we're going straight or left or right kind of thing. That's the only thing I really struggle with, is just knowing, are we turning at this junction? Are we staying on the path already set? So this was the mud bit we struggled with there. We'll see how we go going back. I got it wrong. I actually thought we were going across where the Watchtower was, but that's actually a turning before that one. If we're the way we came, it's actually a turning after on the way home. That won't make sense. It made sense in my head. It may not have made sense in actual doing, but there we go. But yeah, so we didn't actually cross where the Watchtower was because I actually went a different route, essentially. But nice tarmac on the way back now. So we're heading to the fuel station on the way. We're going to refuel while we're there. It's always nice to top up as you're passing. I think it's one of those things that you need to keep topping your fuel up as you go. Otherwise, you'll get to a situation where you don't have any. And that extra bit of fuel that you top up each time you pass a fuel station could change everything. Push comes to shove. So always top up when we pass. Not if needed, always. Makes no sense to say if needed after saying always, isn't it? Okay, we're just going to keep going through here. We had some issues on the way here with the Fleetstar. We saw those. I'm hoping on the way back it's a little bit less. We are basically following the same route back. So we'll see how we go. Right hander here. The train itself isn't too bad. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than what it is, to be fair. Especially if you stay on the road itself or on the tracks. It's not necessarily full on roads, are they? But if you stay on some of the mud tracks, yes, it can be a bit squishy, squashy, muddy, wet, icy, that kind of stuff. But it's not too bad. But I'm surprised that the vehicles have struggled so far. Scout, Fleetstar, definitely don't seem to be themselves here. For whatever reason, it could be the road conditions, chain tyres, it could be either or of those. We'll end up taking them off and trying without them, I think, at some point. But as I say, it was just interesting to see that when you actually put the chain tyres on, it doesn't physically show you anything that says anything's changed, other than ice goes from nothing to excellent. I was expecting like mud to go down a little bit, so from say excellent to good, essentially. But actually nothing changed, which was surprising. So yeah, not sure on that one. I know I think this conversation about snow tyres between me and Stu the Gamer, I think I've had the same conversation with Crazy Irishman a couple of times as well. I think that conversation will be ongoing for a while. It may just be personal preference. That's the thing. I'm not sure. As far as I can tell, I've got vehicles that struggle with them on, even though it says that they shouldn't. And I've got vehicles that seem to do well with them on the Chevrolet. Although it didn't really help on the main road bit. We're still skidding everywhere. Yeah, didn't make any difference to the Chevrolet, but we didn't really test it in proper mud or anything, so it's one of those. And as I say, it could just be personal preference. It's one of those you just don't know. Part of me thinks you should have them on just in case it's that kind of terrain, and if you've got any hills, icy roads, kind of need them on. But it depends how much they do affect the vehicle, doesn't it, really? If the actual chains are making the Fleetstar worse, then they'll have to come off no matter what. But can you really honestly say that's what's causing it? That's the thing. Or is it just the conditions and they've changed that dramatically? We just need to learn that the Fleetstar isn't going to be the best in these conditions. I don't know. It's one of those, really. But we're back to the hill that we crossed over just after the Watchtower. Now, over the other side of this should be the main road, and then we can head to the bridge. But first of all, we need to get up the hill, and we are struggling here to get up this hill. is not liking this at all. Winch as much as we can here. Didn't think the hill was that bad coming over it. Coming back though, it's a completely different hill. It's the same hill, it just feels completely different because of how significant the climb is. I wonder how this will be without the chains on. Interestingly. Right, we're nearly there, come on. Keep forcing yourself forward. Come on, we're nearly there. Okay, we're good, we're golden. And now this should be main road all the way now. No mud involved, it should all be main road all the way to the bridge. It should be fairly simple. We'll see how the chains work on the actual road a little bit better. Nowhere near as slippery as it was for the Chevrolet, to be fair. I might need it. I'm adamant the Chevrolet. Oh, bit out of sorts. I'm adamant the Chevrolet, as we hit the Chevrolet, has chain tyres on, but I'm doubting myself a little bit now. I'll have to check that at some point. I'm pretty sure it did. Right, let's drop off the metal beams and get the bridge built. The bridge is repaired. That is job done. Well done for the Fleetstar for that one. So what we're going to do before we swap over to something else and go and do the port mission, as we've just about got enough time for that, I think. We'll go and park up the Fleetstar somewhere over the other side of the bridge. As I say, it's nice to have the vehicles out and about. I don't like keeping them all in the garage because when there's missions nearby, we can just use whatever vehicles nearby at times. So the more we're out, the better, I find. Okay, Fleetstar is done. Let's have a look at this mission. Which one is it? Not that one. That one. Fire in a barrel. 2 loads of fuel from the fuel station to the port. Simple enough. And for this, we're in the White Western Star 4964. Chain tyres are on, and once again, although you haven't seen it, the chain tyres came up and said didn't change any other stat other than adding ice on and saying excellent. That was it. So we'll see how we go. We're going to cross exactly where the Fleetstar did and see what difference we make here. Is it going to be easier for the White Western Star? Will it be harder for the White Western Star? Not too sure. You can't really see the colour scheme as I spoke about earlier on this either. So some of them are not vehicles I noticed, and I didn't know this because I don't do cosmetics. There's bonus. What are they called? Whoa! Okay, we have got chain tyres on. That was a bit of a skid. Maybe a bit too quick, maybe on my account. Wow. Okay, slow down. Maybe the order of the day. What was I saying? Yes, some of the vehicles it seems to have bonus. I think they say bonus customized, bonus wraps, decals, whatever you want to call them. And some of them have got quite nicely coloured decals I've put on instead of doing just colours, but basic colours. Because generally I go red. Red's my go-to. But if they've got bonus stuff, I'll tend to put that on where I can. So I think this one's got a wrap of some sort. You won't see it at the minute, obviously. We'll have to have a look at it from the front, which doesn't happen very often, to be fair. We're normally driving it, so we don't really see it from the other view until we've got other vehicles nearby and stuff. But there we go. But yeah, there's a bit of cosmetic done. It's one of those. I'm not a fan of cosmetics. I tend not to touch them. It's just one of those things that doesn't bother me. It's like I can play any game and have a character and don't care what he's wearing. No, I'm not fussed in the slightest what they're wearing. Where other people, and it's the way they play that's down to them. Has to be wearing something that's cool or looks fashionable or looks nice. For me, none of that matters. I'd rather the character did what they needed to do and they had the best stats they possibly can rather than care what they wear. That's my thing. Interestingly, the White Western Star is getting stuck in the mud. So this is where we got stuck with the Fleetstar as well, with the chain tyres on. It doesn't like the mud here. The only place, well, going back up this hill actually, we'll see, have to see how the White Western Star does with that. But yeah, the Fleetstar got stuck here as well, so it may just be, this crossing point may be a bit iffy. I mean, maybe better off crossing the bridges where the Watchtower is, a bit further, well, a bit closer to the garage, further away from other things, but crossing the bridges may be easier than taking this route. Maybe. I don't know. Well, it's one of those to work out, isn't it? But yeah, the more we take that route, the more we'll understand Should we be taking it? Should we be going elsewhere? Obviously the bridges also have their issue because of the way you got to get to them. So I don't know. Something to keep an eye on and think about, and just see what is better and what's not. But yeah, the White Western Star was very quick on the roads, too quick, as we saw with skidding out. Now it seems to be okay on this mud, icy surface. Doesn't seem to be doing too badly. Right, we're here for the pickup. This is the fuel station. We can now pick up 2 loads of fuel that we're going to be delivering. That's us refueled. There we go. And then we have to go to the top bit to get the 2 bits we need, or two pallets, I assume they are. It's not just a single barrel. I think it's like 4 barrels per pallet or something. Look, more than 4. I got that completely wrong. What is that? 4, 8, 12, 16 barrels per pallet. Balance of things. Right, we're heading back the way we just came, and pass it through the bridge, and it should be a straight shot to the port, I think. We'll find out as we go. I don't think it's too far, to be fair. And that'll probably be us for today done, I think. But let me know in the comments what you think of Alaska so far. The change in the temperature, the change in the visual side of things, you know, graphically. Does it look more interesting than Michigan? Because although Michigan had the mud and the water, the snow makes this more of a challenging prospect, maybe. But yeah, let me know what you think. And also joining on the conversation with chain tyres. You know, what's your experience with chain tyres? Have you tried them on different vehicles? Do you find they struggle in certain conditions? It's just an interesting one for me. And I know there's people out there that have played this a lot more than I have, a lot more experience in the game than I have. So I understand when they're saying things, you know, it carries a lot more weight, but I think it is a personal preference, or vehicle preference potentially. We shall see. So this was the hill that we came down a minute ago. This was also the hill the Fleetstar got stuck going up. So let's see if the White Western Star does any better going up. The way it's going so far, I'm doubting it. But we shall see. The minute we use the winch, it's the minute we know, like that, it's the minute we know it's not better. So it's not better. It needs the winch to get up the hill. Luckily there are some decent poles there to get hold of, some trees as well. So it's not too bad having to use the winch to get up. You can see this really drinking your fuel though, that's the thing. So if you want a strict fuel amount for whatever reason, this kind of hillside will be bad if you've got to be careful with fuel amounts. So maybe it would be worth going a bit further down the road and getting up where going across the bridges essentially where the Watchtower is. Maybe that is the better route to avoid this, maybe. Or if this was a different game, I could just lay some tarmac and make that really nice. But we can't do that, unfortunately. That would be nice though. I think that's the game that we talk about, Roadcraft. I think that's kind of essentially what you're going to be able to do in that. That's out shortly as well. We still need to talk about what's going to happen with that on the channel. Are we doing it live? Or are we going to have to wait? I don't know. Obviously, it's not going to take over from SnowRunner. SnowRunner's got a long time to go yet. At some point, I want to do expeditions, but again, I don't really want 2 lots episodic of same kind of gamey kind of thing on the channel. I don't know. But I'm getting more and more like, I just want to play expeditions, just to see, because it's so different from what I've seen. So I don't know. That's something for me to work out. I know I'm taking, once we finish one of the series that are currently ongoing, I'm going to be taking that spot over, and 2 episodes a week will be a game that I want to play. So potentially I could do it then, but expeditions potentially. But again, I just think it'll be too much similar stuff going on. I don't know. Anyway, that's something my head's dealing with at the minute and thinking about. This is the port. We're here. We've got a fuel on board as well for firing the barrel. We just need to deliver this, and that will be job done and today done as well. And delivery point straight ahead. There we go. Let's drop off our cargo, 2 lots of fuel, and that is job done. Massive thank you to you guys for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, a like on the episode really does help as well. We'll see you next time as we continue on in Alaska in SnowRunner.